Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I apologize if the view is a little bit skewed. I was doing my best to try sort of a new setup today so that I could get both me and the cards into the video. This reading is going to be a weekly reading for, I think I'm going to start with earth signs because I see the world card here on top of the deck. For the main part of the spread, we're going to be using the Neo Tarot. And to finish off the spread, I'm going to pull some Oracle guidance cards from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. So I have not shuffled or cut the deck yet. Let me go ahead and start with that. So again, this video is going to be for earth signs. That's Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And this will be for July 20th, likely through next weekend. If I decide to film before then, you can be notified by hitting the notifications button. And please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this video. I wonder why those cards just fell out. Anyway, I'm not going to take them. I'm going to sit them back here in the deck and proceed with shuffling. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo for the week of July 20th. What is it that the earth signs need to know right now? This is going to be a self-care spread. It's a 6-card spread, so these videos may be a little longer than usual. But I find this spread to be super helpful both for myself and for clients. I think I've done it maybe just once here on the channel with the full moon eclipse reading that I did for the entire collective. So I hope y'all can hear me okay. I do have my fan going pretty high. I turned off my AC even though it is scorching here in New York, hence why I have not done my hair or makeup. Okay, so what are the messages for earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo? So again, this is a 6-card spread. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck we have Queen of Swords, so that is air energy. That could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Not a clear read currently on whether this is your energy or perhaps someone else's energy. I apologize, I'm just flipping open the book here to the page of the spread. Okay. All right, so starting off the reading, we have the 9 of Wands coming up in the reverse actually. But I do also like to just show it in the upright. So that's 9 of Wands. I know I'm a little bit further than usual from the camera, so we'll see if this setup is in fact better or not. If you have any, I think I've tried like a few different setups, so if you have any opinions on it, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm happy to oblige and adjust as needed. Okay, so with the 9 of Wands coming up top of mind, I am getting a sense for the earth signs that you may be either feeling like a little bit guarded, or I'm also, 9 of Wands isn't typically a stuck energy, but I am kind of getting a stuck energy. I'm getting here that you may be receiving sort of like intuitive messages, whether that just be recurring thought patterns for yourself, different sort of ideas that are coming up for you, either again internally or perhaps through a conversational exchange with another person or other people. Alternatively, this could be messages coming to you from your dreams. But what I'm getting off of this card, this 9 of Wands in reverse, is that perhaps you're having some difficulty sort of deciphering whatever that is and figuring out how to take whatever downloads you may sort of be getting into your intuition, into your mind, and how to move forward on those things. So that's the energy that I feel like is coming up sort of top of mind for you. That's what this card here in this position represents in the spread. It's sort of what's top of mind for you right now. The next card we have coming up is the Ten of Swords. And in this spread, this is a self-care spread. So this is what in the book they call the self-care strategy to try. And with the Ten of Swords energy, I am getting that this is very transformational energy. Typically, a Ten of Swords is the end of something. You can kind of see the figure there is prone on the ground, laying flat on the ground with 10 swords sticking up out of their back. So it can imply, that perhaps you were backstabbed or betrayed by someone or in a situation. And if so, perhaps that's informing, this Nine of Wands card in reverse. It could be that perhaps you're feeling a little bit guarded based off of whatever this betrayal is. And if that is to be the case, I think the guidance here is, to really evaluate what kind of boundaries, you may need to set to defend yourselves. If not in this situation, because again, it may be ending entirely. But, in a future situation that sort of looks the same, how might you set your boundaries differently or react differently in a future situation? Or alternatively, this could also speak to, a transition or a transformation, the end of a certain set of circumstances, or, sort of a certain vibe or feeling in a relationship, and that sort of transforming into something new. So since this is the self-care strategy to try, I'm not going to go into the meanings and self-care tips for all the cards in the spread, but for the second card I will, because I feel like that's going to be super important in these spreads for the signs. So the self-care tip is, if you have the cash, book a session with an acupuncturist focusing on any pain or discomfort you might have around the back, neck, and head. Relax and breathe into it, repeating the phrase, let go, with every round of your breath. Let to deeply inhale for 3 seconds, hold, and go for a soothing exhale, as if you're blowing out a candle. If you can't get acupuncture, do this same breathing exercise at home, focusing on loosening muscle tension. So yeah, I am getting, just off of these first 2 cards here, that you may be experiencing some kind of anxiety, or as the book referenced, some tension around whatever the situation is. Again, where you may have felt betrayed or let down, what have you. Okay, so then we have in the next position, the third card here, and the spread is read right to left. I know that it's not quite facing you, the viewer, but at any rate, we have the Two of Cups here coming up in the third position. So this is saying to me, perhaps this situation is related to some kind of relationship. Could be, it could be anything. It could be a marriage, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, or just sort of a family dynamic. So I am getting specifically, that perhaps there are 2 people specifically involved here, and now just having gotten through half of the spread, it's seeming to me with this Queen of Swords energy here at the bottom again, that there needs to be some kind of communication, either you to this person or this person to you. And again, that may involve either cutting out this relationship altogether, or again, just sort of coming at it with a new perspective and fresh energy, so that you can transition out of this Ten of Swords energy. Okay, so the next card coming up is how to address this, and it's the Five of Pentacles. So this card, again, typically implies sort of feeling left out in the cold. I am picking up that, perhaps there is someone here who is needing to, or who will be sort of communicating the end of something, the end of a relationship, or the end of some kind of dynamic, something that is not currently working for them. And, it may be that you, or perhaps the other party, it really depends on which direction this communication is going in, will feel left out in the cold as a result of this. And that's okay, you know, sometimes that's what we have to do for ourselves. And, you know, we can, again, express ourselves with kindness and compassion, but we can't sort of let ourselves be held back by relationships or situations that no longer serve us. We have to move forward with our future, lest we get stuck along with that past situation or person. Okay. So the next card coming up is saying, what's the benefit of addressing this? And interestingly, it's the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So this is in the upright, it's in the reverse in the spread. And what I'm getting off of this card here, you know, it's sort of like, once you take this action and make this decision, communicate whatever it is that you need to communicate, or again, it could be vice versa, you will be able to move forward. It's like right now, you're not able to move forward, you know, because it's almost as if, you know, I did the eclipse readings, it's almost as if something is being hidden from you and something needs to be eclipsed. And as you can see here, once that happens, you move forward, right? That Nine of Wands becomes a card of victory and forward movement, still having your guards and your boundaries up as necessary, but you're moving forward with your universal truth. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole reason why we're here. I even put that Ace of Wands back in the upright, but it is coming out in the reverse in the spread, so I'm going to leave it like that. And then finally, we have at the end of the spread, you know, and this is saying this is how you'll thrive. It's the Page of Swords. So it's kind of a complementary to this Queen of Swords here. You know, I think if anything, you know, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords can be quite harsh with their communication. So if anything, I'm still getting, you need to sort of speak your truth, right? But I'm not getting that it's immature communication. I'm getting just maybe that, you know, it needs to be sort of toned down a little bit, you know? So whatever it is that you're needing to communicate or express, or that someone is needing to communicate or express to you, really take some time to think about what is the kindest and most compassionate way that I can convey this message. And I really think that that will help to sort of resolve this situation, whatever it is that it may be. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the Oracle guidance. We have Infinite Abundance already here, but coming up at the bottom just as I pulled out the cards, but I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle them. So it says crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that really goes with, I think, the whole message of this reading. There's clearly something coming to an end or transitioning, but ultimately, and you know, I understand that can be quite difficult. This Ten of Swords energy can be quite difficult. The Five of Pentacles energy can be quite difficult, and obviously depending on which side of the reading you fall on, you know, it may be you being cut out or you needing to cut someone else. In either case, that can be difficult as well. But just know that this, you know, everything happens in divine order and timing, and that clearly, you know, it's time for the situation or relationship, whatever it is, to sort of resolve. It's perhaps it will evolve too. I'm not saying that this is a finite ending. There are things that need to be resolved or that need to evolve. So again, it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. I really hope these messages helped. Again, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back definitely within the week. Thanks, bye.